I am the writer of the textbooks of Scientology.
The Secret History of the Universe. A space opera by L. Hubbard.
Well, LRH, holy man or madman? Good question. I mean, DiCaprio was an arrogant little dick, and then he got his Oscar, and suddenly he's a genius? I mean, which side of history you fall on determines the reality of your life, and I don't think LRH has toppled onto one side or another just yet. I, on the other hand, take home an Oscar, and suddenly I'm not allowed within 300 meters of a school in Victoria. I mean, I didn't even do anything with him. He just chilled out in my mantle for like 2 hours until the police arrived.
Dan's craft is what makes him such an incredible actor to work with. He lives for the craft. He would do anything for the craft. And that's why he's deserving of any accolades that come his way. The Oscar incident was regrettable. Not to mention the Tonys they found buried in his backyard. The year is 75 million BC. The year of the great tragedy. And you, my friend, have been caught in the middle of that very tragedy. You are the right-hand man, second in command. That's you, to an evil dictator called Zimu. Zimu has been your best friend since primary school. You call him a captain and he calls you a jewel. The brightest jewel in the galaxy. He's a monster, this Xenu. He's got a glaring smile and a hip hairdo. And he's called you in today because the galaxy is in crisis. The fate is at its dices. They've run out of room in space. There's no more room in this place. They're officially out of space in space. No life, no love, it takes ages to get a beer in the space pub. And you, this beautiful thetan person, have been called in to help Xeno fix this problem. So many people you've never heard of. And there's only one solution. Murder. Murder them all! Make the tough call. The time's 10 and a quarter, and Xeno asks you to get a glass of water. And you do so. You're flying across the galaxy with your best friend and dictator Zimu on his best space aeroplane. Your cargo is half the population of the galaxy. Your mission, dump them into the volcanoes of Tijiak, a planet on the outer rim, a planet nobody has ever heard of. You ask Zimu, how did you trick so many people to coming with him to Tijiak? And he tells you with a simple tax audit. You tell a joke and he laughs, and he calls you the brightest jewel in the galaxy. The time is 3 and a quarter, and Xeno asks you to get him a glass of water, and you do so. 3 things are for certain. 1, snakes cannot hurt me. 2, I can sing beautifully. And 3, the year is 75 million BC, the time is 4 p.m., and you have arrived at Tijiak. No turning back. As you dump the bodies into the volcanoes and watch them burn and die, there's something strange you notice. Despite the fact that their bodies perish, their spirits survive. You tell Xeno and he says not to worry, old chum, for despite the fact their spirits survive, they will never be able to escape Tijiak. Although they know Tijiak by an entirely different name. Earth.
The people were buried in here by the billions and the billions, and they were put in boxes and stacked around, then they dumped them, and then they set off hydrogen bombs on the top of each primary volcano.
You're dumping the bodies into the volcanoes of Tijiak, watching them die and burn. The stars behind you, they shine with purple, and it's beautiful, calming and hurtful. You turn to Xeno and you say, that's the last one, sir. And he says, not quite, old chum, there's still one left. And he pulls out the laser gun. You slip him and push back, and he falls against the control deck. And now the space aeroplane, it begins to whirl around and around like a merry-go-round. And now you're wrestling with the laser gun. Oh, back and forth, back and forth. The humanity of it all. You try, but you can't. And now out of nowhere, the laser gun goes off. Zap, pow, and you hit. I forgot a lot of the lines for this scene as L. Ron Hubbard. So a lot of what I was saying was just kind of making stuff up on the spot, which, ironically, is how L. Ron Hubbard wrote most of the texts of Scientology. And you go down, and blood is streaming from your stomach, but you crawl, and you crawl, and you crawl, but you're slow and you've got nowhere to go. And now, in Intestino, you see him for the first time for who he really is. He's not a monster, he's a man. And he walks over to you, and he picks you up, and he looks cold. So cold he's cool. And he takes you to the edge of the space aeroplane, and he pushes you out the door, and you fall. And as you fall, you hear him call, "You really were my brightest jewel."
The loyal officer was triumphant. Zimu was put with several of his cohorts in the center of a mountain, which is still on one of these planets, and in a wire cage, which is charged with an eternal battery. He's not likely ever to get out. You are the people the planet obeys. You are the people who own the planet. You are not the people who are going to save the planet, and thereby you will save it. Which is charged with an eternal battery. He's not likely ever to get out. You are the people the planet obeys. You are the people who own the planet. You are not the people who are going to save the planet, and thereby you will save it. Save it.